Hello guys, my name is Dinesh Kumar. Right now I'm in Germany and I'm going to show you today the basic introduction of Informatica, yeah? How it looks when you start using it. So whenever you start Informatica, our first question is like, what is Informatica and why we should use this? Yeah. So Informatica is nothing but it's a ETL tool. So what I mean by the ETL tool? So the full form of ETL is extraction, transformation, and load. Yeah. So for example, you have a requirement where you need to migrate some kind of data from one system to another system. Then what you normally do? Yeah. So for example, you have one source and there is a destination where you want to load. So in our daily life, there is it's very common that we have different source and different kind of systems, right? For example, you will have different kind of source where it contains its own different database structure, and then the target system where you want to load the data will in some cases it will always be a different system where it has its own database structure. Yeah. So how do you do? So for example, uh, when you want to load the data from one system to another, so you always want to extract the data. Yeah. So and then what you do, you first extract the data and then it transform it to to the respective target system. Why we do the transformation is so that whenever you load, so it should properly support the target system. Yeah. You cannot simply just extract and load it, because there might be the difference structure, there might be different structure in both the systems. Yeah. So and then the third section is load, where once you transform the data, you just have to load directly into the target system. That's how that's what Informatica does, and that's the meaning of the ETL tool. Yeah. Yeah. And then normally you can use this ETL tool for the large database systems. Yeah. For example, you have 100,000 of customers, or more than 100,000. Yeah. In small business, you will have very less customer where you can use a direct script or something like that. But in bigger business, where you have so many customers, so many transactional data for those customers, then I would suggest you should go with Informatica Cloud. Yeah. And always it depends on the client as well. For example, the business who must approve this kind of the cloud environment for their data migration or something like that. Yeah. So I basically prefer we should use this Informatica Cloud for data migration. Yeah. So yeah, that's all about the Informatica. Yeah. So okay, so now let's start how it looks. When you use this tool. Yeah. So I will not show you the login screen, but once you log in with the correct username and password, your Informatica Cloud will open this kind of window, which has different sections. Yeah. So I basically familiar with the data integration, an administrator, and the monitor. I think you guys also use most of the time these three sections only, because that's what you need when you develop something. Let's say you are a developer and you wanted to develop uh, some I would say some scenarios to extract, transform and load the data into target system. Then you basically use all these three sections, normally, always. So let's go with the first section, which is data integration. So this is I would say it's a area where you can develop your things. Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's basically used for the developer, for the code developer who wanted to develop the things to let's say migrate the data from one system to another system. Yeah. And the second is the administrator. The name says itself, right? So you must have at least the admin level access for this to see this section. And once you have access, then you what you can do in this section is some kind, you can change your organization configurations in this section. You should have permission for that. And uh, basically what you can use mostly is there is a uh, there is a management section where you can manage your connectors. Yeah. So connectors meaning, as I said, so when you use this tool, you should have one source and one target system. Yeah. And for transformation also, you use one of the system where you can drop your data, sorry, where you can store your data and do the transformation on it. Yeah. So for this to connect, yeah, for example, there is a MySQL database which you want to connect, right, as a source. Then you need the database details, correct, right? So for example, the connection details, so host, username, password, the what is the DB name, etc., etc. Yeah. So that's, those things you can manage in the connections once you go in the administrator section. I'll go in detail in the later videos. Yeah. And the third section is monitor. So this also, the name clarifies, like, you something to be monitored. Yeah. But there is a difference. So when you use data integration, and when, let's say, when you trigger some jobs to extract the data, let's say, yeah, to pull the data. Yeah. So there also, you can see, you can monitor your job. There is a section where you can monitor your job. Yeah. But w- then the question is, why this what this section will do. So I'll tell you. So so let's say I am the developer. I develop something and I trigger it. Yeah. So in your login screen, in your login session, yeah, you can only see your own triggered job. It's a past job as well, or the most recent job as well, and the job which you are running right now. But in the monitor section, oh sorry, so in the data integration again, you can see only your own jobs which you trigger. You cannot see the jobs which is triggered by some other user with some other session. Yeah. So that's where the difference. Yeah, that's where we should use monitor. So when you work with a big team, for example, for five people, 10 people, then everyone will trigger the jobs. Yeah, if they are working on the same organization and in the same project. Yeah. So then they also trigger the job. And let's say you wanted to share with your teammates, saying like, okay, can you please monitor my job. So then he or she cannot see in his data integration section, because the job was triggered by different user, yeah, with a different login session. So then he or she can go to the monitor section, and there he can see all the jobs which is triggered on particular organization. Yeah. So yeah, he can also see the some other teammate job which they trigger, so you can easily monitor. So that's the difference between the data integration jobs and the monitor jobs. Yeah. Okay. So, and what else you can do? I think, yeah, that's all. Yeah. So let's say if I go to the data integration. Yeah. So this is the screen where where you can it's a first home screen for the data integration section. And you can see a lot many different sections. Yeah. My jobs, run environment, so, and then, yeah, these things. Yeah, my recent projects and all. So if I go to explore, then you will see all the projects or the folders which got created. You can also create the new project, or you can also import the project which you build and you wanted to import into this particular organization. Yeah. And then you this is the section where you can, once you trigger your own jobs which was triggered by you, you can monitor here. Yeah. And this is my import export sections, where import and export status will be shown. For example, you import some job into this environment, then it will show you the status, like what is the status of that current job. Yeah. And when you export some job, it will also tell you like what is the status of that job, whether it is exported or not. Yeah, completely. So these sections in detail will come in the next videos. Yeah. So and this is the new button where you can create your assets. For example, tasks, mappings. I'll tell you one by one later on, where what is task, what is mapping, and all those things. Yeah. But this is these are all options in the data integration section. So and then let's go to I'll go to the monitor administrator section. I'm sorry. Yeah. So these are all, and these so many options are there. But normally you'll only have access to connections, yeah, add-on connectors, and all the runtime environments you can only see. So it always depends on the access, what level, what kind of access you have. Yeah. So I'll directly go to, for example, connections, which I was talking about earlier. So here you can create or new connections. You can manage your actions. So what type of connectors you want to use, for example, MySQL. Then these parameters you might need. Yeah. And then you can do your test connection as well. Yeah. So those things in the connection. Yeah. And you'll also have runtime environment. This is basically I would say a compiler or agent. Yeah. which uh, which compiles and which is hosted, yeah, on the hosted agent. Yeah. Which compiles your code. Yeah. And while connecting to all the different systems. So yeah. And what else I can show you? So you can see all the organizations, what is the current organization details. These are the settings. These are the users. Maybe I think it's about you only, or maybe I think this is administrator access. So what you can create your users. Yeah. User roles, what all roles are there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's so many options we can explore later on. Yeah, in the later video. Okay. So now I'll choose the different section. For example, I'll go to monitor. Yeah. So as I explained you earlier, so you can see what all running jobs. And in the all job sections you will see all the past jobs as well as the current running jobs. Yeah. And the import export action, this is the log sections where you can export and import the logs, and the file transfer logs. Yeah. So yeah. So I think, yeah, basically I can only explain about these three sections to you. Yeah. So I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.